Hello YouTubers. Right, so in this one I'm removing the current bath. This is in the new build house property. It's only about a year old, posh property. Current bath is not deep enough. I've supplied a new bath which is about 30 litres deep, holds about 30 litres more water. So it seems a simple job removing a bath and putting a new one in, but it's not as it seems. It's always quite challenging. So in this video, you're going to see me remove the current bath and reinstall a new bath while keeping the customer's existing taps, etc. Hold tight. So it's important to make sure you sheet up all the working areas, all the access into the property and out, because you're just going to come a cropper. So I always sheet the stairs. In fact, this sheeting I got was rubbish, but the no-nonsense stuff is good from Screwfix, whatever. Cardboard, always keep cardboard from stuff. You can never have enough cardboard. I tape that down and I put that in the bottom of the stairs, the hallway, like a storage area for all your stuff, even in their garage, and then the top of the stairs and the full bathroom floor. Otherwise, you're going to come a cropper. So once we're sheeted up, ready to go, got all the tools in the house, we're going to cut the silicone bead around the bath and start to remove the bath panel. So we've got to isolate the hot and cold. Hot and cold feed inlet. Got a nice filter on there, it's a new build. So turn the boiler off in the garage first, and then that will isolate the hot, and then turn the cold off. Make sure the boiler's always turned off. They cut out anyway, the modern ones won't damage it. And then just leave it open to drain. So then we're going to put new service valves on the existing hot and cold feed inlets to the bath. They haven't fitted them. It's a new build, should be on there. So that's the next plan. Hold tight. So what we've got to do this: two couplers, two wide full bore isolation valves, not this rubbishy single ones, some clips, super seal inserts, 15mm and non-super seal. Sponges to absorb the water that you always get leaking. Plastic cutters, always use them, or it'll never seal. Joint compound, tap spanner, or moulding it the right way. Cutters 22, 15. Actually, that might be 28. And there's only 15 coming in. I've just checked. Tap spanner. This is great for getting the taps out. Big adjustable. Spare bit of copper. Might need it. Adjustables, grips, mole grips. That should be it. So it's always tight plumbing at the end of a bath. This was on sort of a mixture of copper, Hep 2O, and I'm not sure what else. It was rubbish. It actually leaked later on. So what I'm trying to do now is disconnect. There's no isolation valves. There should have been. It's a new build. It's in the standard and it's courtesy to do it. But so anyway, I'm going to install some full bore isolation valves. And I think they've used a mixture of Hep 2O. So anyway, I've got the isolation valves on and I adjusted the plumbing at a later day, the next day during the installation of the bath. These are in my Amazon shop. These are the full bore isolating valves you want. These allow more flow through. Don't buy the cheap ones. You can get a Screwfix for £1. They're rubbish and they seize up and weep straight away. So you want full bore 50mm isolating valves, and I'll do a video on how to fit these at a later date. But there's plenty of information out there on YouTube. Plumber Parts is brilliant for this. So we've got ISO on the hot feed, look, full bore isolation, and I'm just adjusting the plumbing now, putting a full bore isolation on the cold feed. So you can see me adjusting the plumbing. So I've got the water off in the property. There was no isolation valves on the cold and hot feeds, as there should be. It's British standard and it should be done. This is a new build, which is disgusting. So I fitted two wide full bore isolation valves, not the usual rubbish. I'm using joint compound, correct olives. So once I got the hot and cold feed isolated, I can then start to proceed to take the bath out. If the hot and cold feed had isolation valves, I wouldn't have had to do all this. which costs the customer a bit more money, sadly. So I'll finish doing this and then I can start removing the bath. As you'll see later, this is HEP 2.0. It's been fitted incorrectly and I had a major leak. Luckily the householder was in and he managed to turn the water off. Always identify the water inside the property and outside in case you get issues like this. Don't leave it to the last minute. We're done. So we've got full bore ISO on the hot and the cold, both isolated. Turn water on. Oh, hello dog, no escaping. You locked out? Hey, shall I turn this water on? Hey, what are you doing? Where are you? Oh, you're very quick. You're a very quick dog. Yeah. I forgot about him nearly. So yeah, we've got the bath isolated, the waste isolated, the silicone bead cut the bath panel off. So now we're going to chip away carefully at the tiles, the lower level, because we can't remove the bath without them, trying not to damage the plasterboard, although I did in some places, which I'll show you the repair in a minute. I wish I had that much air.
You can make a wig out of that.
I might take that. Can I have the air as well? Does it take the bath and the hair?
Jesus, yeah.
So the bath's out now, so what I'm doing is cleaning off the tiles. You can see I've managed to keep the tiles along the long run, the 1700mm run, and I had to remove them on the left and right. So I'm cleaning the floor, checking everything, clean the tiles off, reinstall the new tiles later once the bath's in, but just check the moisture resistant plasterboard, check the flooring, etc., and the plumbing. Now I've got room to work. So upon removal of the tiles, obviously sometimes you damage the plasterboard. So here you'll see me making good the plasterboard. I use some STS tile backer board, 12.5mm. I batten the area and then I install that, and that brings it out level to the plasterboard, to the current moisture resistant plasterboard. In this occasion I didn't tape, joint or tank it, because this isn't a shower bath. This has been just installed. The tiles have been installed on moisture resistant plasterboard. If it had been a wet area, as such as a shower area, then it should have been tanked and I would have tanked it. But because the current arrangement is only on moisture resistant plasterboard, I've gone one level above with the STS tile backer board, because that is actually waterproof. Moisture resistant green plasterboard isn't waterproof, it's only moisture resistant. And under BS, it shouldn't be used really in bathrooms. I don't know how they get away with it. So repairing the plasterboard now, I'm using, I think I used SCS tile board. There's loads out there. It's 12.5mm, same width as the current plasterboard, but a lot better. I've not taped and jointed that because it's not a wet area as such, but this is waterproof board anyway, a lot better than moisture resistant plasterboard. So I'll create a batten and then I'll screw the STS board to the batten with screws and washers, galvanised ones, which are, again, are the correct ones to use so they don't rot, because the adhesive against it could cause issues. It's where the plasterboard collapsed a bit, you know, so we might have issues. Just I was gentle, but it just went. But so just putting a bit of I could have got away with it, but sometimes you can get a bit of movement. It's not worth it.
And you can come back and watch.
Yeah.
Quicker you go.
I'm going to be here 3 weeks, so you'll be fine. You've got plenty of time to learn.
Yeah. Go on, quicker you go. Quicker you can come back.
Right, plasterboard repaired. So we're now going to prime all the plasterboard with SBR primer. This gets all the dust off and ensures that the tile adhesive adheres to it correctly. Do not use PVA. That's another subject, SBR primer. Thank you. Right, we just had a major nightmare, but it's all done. So when you fit these baths, tap hole, overflow, make sure you peel the protective layer back because you want to screw against the surface of the bath. I've had issues with this tap because the customer's keeping the tap. I've had to bend everything to get it on, cut this one down, so the nut and bolt, so I can get clearance, which you'll see when I put it all back together. This sticks out quite a long way. The angle of the bath top is quite shallow compared to the old one. It's caused me real problems, but I think I'm there now, so I'm going to CT1 up this and I'll come back. Got a bit of a thing. Anyway, found a hole so I couldn't find the right size. This is the exact size and it's broke. I remember breaking it now and I didn't replace the bloody thing. So I'm going smaller, 38, should be 50, and then we're going to have to just allow a bit for the pipes. I'll adapt it. So watch this space. Right, so the problem I had here was the customer wanted me to keep their tap. Now, I've learnt my lesson before, but I haven't. Their tap was quite a single hole and quite a wide tap. As you can see, the new bath, to allow for extra literage, because it's a bigger bath, but in the same size area where it fits, there's not a lot of room on the rim look, and it made it very difficult for me then to get the strainer waste in because the customer wanted that kept as well. Now, this stuff was only like a year or two old, but it just didn't fit with the bath. I should have bought a more compatible system. So I had a lot of this. This is where the installation was going really well. It would have took me a day, but this took a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours to re-engineer the tap so I could fit the strainer waste and fix the strainer waste, because there's usually the cable operated ones, they only last a few years. You're much better off with pop-up click-clack strainer waste, they call. Plenty of videos on about that. So this part of the installation took extra time. You can see the existing tap look. I had to bend all the copper because the way it wasn't on flexes. I should have just said to the customer, let's get a new tap for 50 quid. It would have saved them. They actually paid a lot more in labour for me to keep the old tap, which doesn't look that good. And it was very lucky that you'll see later in the installation, it only just, where I fitted it dead central against the wall, because it was tight both sides, it only just turned on and off. So this could have gone horribly wrong. I didn't totally foresee that. There's always something that'll catch you out. But anyway, I've hole sawed it. I get the strainer waste in, and you'll see how I do all that now. So metal side up, not rubber, rubber side up. And your 2 nuts. Right, the issue I've got here, I could cut that off actually. Would that work if I... cut that off, yeah, hacksaw it off, try that. I'm going to try something else. So, I had problems with this, so that's all sealed up, fixed the waste. You can see the pipes coming out, I had to bend them around that. So I had to tighten that with a spanner, and I'll have to adjust the piping to it, but I've got that working. The straight, that didn't work in the end. So that's all on in there. So I've sealed the outside, trusted the gaskets inside, taps on. So I'll do a separate video on this later, but I secured the strainer waste. I normally throw the O-rings or washers away and just use CT1, which is sealant and adhesive. The Sudol have bought out a cheaper one now. I'll put links in the description. But generally, rubber and silicone don't mix. It can squeeze out. So I'll do a separate video on this at the moment. It's always controversial with plumbers, but never just trust the O-rings and stuff. I normally use clear CT1, and you can rely on that stuff. That even works in the wet. So I didn't film that at the moment because I was falling behind at the customers. We're trying to get this bath in situation at the end of day 1, which is always an issue. It was getting late, I was getting cold, I was getting fed up, I was getting bored. Thank you all. So we're nearing the end of day one of this installation now. I've had all the hassles with this strainer waste and the taps. I'm now fitting the legs. Again, I didn't film this properly as I was falling behind. You're on site, but there's lots of information on fitting legs. The most important thing is get the screws right. There'll be a mixture of screws, and you must use the correct size screws for the base of the bath. As you can see, it's about 20-30 mil thick at the base. It's a quality bath, this. But if you get them wrong screws and you drill through, you are ruined, and it's happened to many a plumber. It's nearly happened to me. I've started screwing, and then I've realised that it's the wrong screw. Once that pops through, that's your profit gone. You're buying a new bath. So, okay, hang on. I'll speed this up. Right, day 2, Thursday, 6 April, bank holiday weekend. I must get this job done today, or I can tile up tomorrow. So the plan today is finish job. That's the plan. I'm going to get a whiteboard and do this properly, professionally. So anyway, yesterday wasn't very good. I struggled with Dave's bath. Never try and put old taps in new, it always causes issues. The new bath is different shape, the plumbing into it, then it affects that. The rim of the bath was thinner, I couldn't get the pipes, so I needed to get the appropriate taps. And because it's a new build, it was only a year old, so that's why we agreed to do it. It's cost me extra labour and time, a couple of hours easy. So I wanted to be at the point today where I had the bath in levelled and the tiles on. It's only 4 tiles, it's just where I had to remove the bath. We've got identical tiles, the builders left them some luckily. I'm at the point now where the bath is just in place, but it's not piped in, it's not levelled, it's not tiled. So the plan today is I'm going to get it all levelled, piped up, plumbed in, secure silicone to the walls and the tiles on. We have got rapid set, and then I'll pop back tomorrow and then I'll grout up, silicone up, whatever. I might even be able to do it today. Rapid set takes about 2-3 hours, this one, using the Maypee Quick. So that's the plan. So hold tight, I'll see you at the site. Thank you. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'll edit that out. So level the bath, again, lots of info on plumber parts and YouTube, but what I generally do is get my fixed point with the tiles. Obviously, I've put this in parrot fashion because I've taken the bath out and left the tiles, but if I was doing this normally, I would get a level line around the bath, batten it, and then tile off that batten, then I put the bath back in, and then you don't have to damage your bath while you're tiling over it, if that makes sense. But I get the level line, use a laser level or spirit level. I then get all 5 feet roughly level, I use a spirit level, and then get them to compress quite sort of equally against the floor. You sort of get the feel for it then, and then always checking with the spirit level. Right, so bath is now levelled. If you look under, so I've adjusted these feet. They're on bits of 4x2, which I'll screw into the grounds before I'll screw in those as well. Just got to do the middle part one now, this one. That wasn't in when this was installed, it wasn't even adjusted right, and the bath was miles out. That's important, that's where people stand. Well, this is a 8mm acrylic, the old bath was 5mm, so we'll get that one in, and now we'll start plumbing in, which will be a bit tricky because there's less space on this bath because we've gained 30 litres on it, but we'll work that out. Check the waste, and then sorted. So if you look on the spirit, we've got it level both ways, level up and down, and they got the nice gap under there for silicone in, so it allows for expansion, contraction all the way along. So just got a retile there, one big tile, two there, managed to get the bath out, and then we've done the backer board on there. Again, this isn't a shower bath, so it's been done on moisture resistant plasterboard, so I'm not going to tape and joint and tank that. We'd have to change it all if we went for a shower area. And I've managed to keep the old waste, managed to fix this. This was 40, managed to get that on, managed to get the tap on, fits just behind there, so it's worked out quite well. Whoa. Right, the plan's down there is where, you know, I had to see the bath's that much wider than the old one that used to be there, look, but we just tiled off that. I'll seal around there, so let's get these tiles cut, put on. That's the plan. Right. Bit of clear. This is good, this is cheaper than, this is screw fixes. Well no, they all do it, it's not screw fixes own. But it's about £6 opposed to the T1, which is about 13. But I think it's really good, it does everything. So what I do is, now normally if bathing without tile you do the lob, I'm just putting sealant round in, and this just ensures no leaks. And the tile will come down on top. You don't have to put loads in. And it keeps the bath. The Neapolitan police. Right, bit wet wipe, that's what I do. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Nice wet wipe. And let it stay in your hands. It's just enough, look. So does it affect the seal on the tile if you go too high? Because you want the tile to, so it's just a bit at the moment because you've got the tile. It just keeps the bath, starts wobbling. So yeah.
Officers are examining how more than £600,000
Right.
is released from the SMP's independent campaign was spent. The French President Emmanuel
Right, let's peel and stick. Let's get that off there. Right, start peeling the bath. Remember we peeled off that waste and the overflow in the tap already to allow it to, it says a little bit caught there, but it doesn't matter. So you've got that seal. So now we've sealed all around there with Sudol. Okay. That way I'll just get your normal silicone in there. So now I peel off the this a little bit. Just put it up around here. It's not all of it yet because it's going to get damaged. But where we get a tile. These are great, these little clicky, snappy ones. My trusty tile cutter me and James got from our tiling in Hartlepool refresher course. So all you've got is your blade, just it with the handle, the depth, your score. So I clean it up with a diamond hand pack. This is a 60. These are already ceramic tiles, so because this is the edge which will go onto the bath, so you want it to look nice and sharp. You can follow it up with like a 200 hand pad, but the current ones around the bath are rubbish, so I don't want to make these look too good, if you get what I mean. So just run it like that, creates a nice little bevel, make sure that's flat. That's lovely. Right, got another one of them. lunchtime. Bath's in. All I'm doing now is tiling. I'm calling my dad. But as usual, he's too busy.
Welcome to voicemail. I'm sorry, but the person you've called is not available. Please leave your message after the tone. After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Hello, Daddy. It's Gary, your son. Seeing you're a pensioner and you're about 96, you're always busy. So anyway, I'm tiling today. We're going for Saturday still. Yeah, give me a ring. I'll ring you this evening. All right. Love to you. That's my dad. Never answers. Maybe ring back in next year. Right, so change your blade on this. Make sure you put it in the right way. Okay, so it spins that way. As you look at it anti-clockwise, that's how I remember it. This is a fast change piece for my Makita grinder. Highly recommend it. 18-volt tools are brilliant. So that's that. Right. Now we're going to grind this piece out just here. Oh, I need my glasses ready. Where are they? Again, everything's upstairs, so I'll be very careful. Ah, it's gonna rain.
Isn't it?
So using my Makita grinder to grind small areas within the tile, and then using a diamond rubbing pad. Pro tiler sell these. They're all different grades from 60 right up to 2,000, 3,000. I've also got the pads that go on as well. Absolutely fantastic for tiling. Right, so I've left it a minute. Now look, it's looking good. That's why if you do it, if you get it right and then let it slump, it goes thicker. Remember, it's rapid set, it soon goes off. So that'll get thicker now. So that's alright. It's a bit soft. Now a bit more. Very fussy. So hardly anything now. Just that go in. Like that. Remember, don't put a wet trowel in the mix, because you'll really adjust it even with a bit of water on it. Right, don't stay out here. Make sure you put your adhesive back in the garage and seal it, because it will get wet. And don't even place that down on a wet floor, because it'll absorb some. Trust me. I know. Oh, I love these little curly wedges. They're great for setting it around baths, you'll see. Have we got that? I haven't pulled that up yet. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually trowel the tile with 6mm and just put a bit, trowel a bit on here just to get it so it adheres. Alright, you're going to need a bit. And then that'll settle off like a rocket. Okay. And that's enough to, yeah, that's enough to just let it blind onto it. So you've got these ready, got your spacers ready, 3 mil. And then I trowel on 6 mil trowel. So I'm doing it on here easy and then getting it in there because of the way it's already tiled. Alright, so so do that, but then the important thing is scrape your trowel off and then give it a final at a 45-degree angle like this, so you can end up with it too much. So I've taken all that off. Let's just drop some somewhere, 8 of them. Right, okay. Ready to go, nice and neat, got the right way round. Clean factory edge there, cut edge down. So take it in high up, because it will drop. Okay, stick your wedges in. I'll list these in the in my Amazon page. I'll clean her off. It's hard to position them at first because they're cut. You know, to cut the tile out, you get all bits of grout and stuff, so it's very difficult to get it perfect. That's pretty good. So wedge them in. Wedge that. Wedge that. Got a gap there, look. That's pretty good.
Demanding greater powers to ensure that he has the final say on how is informed of Scotland law. This is can't be adjudicated by independent tribunals. Silicone has diverted dozens of police officers from schools, crime and terrorism to try to clean up the force. is a former chief superintendent of the
Right, yeah, same on that one then. So we'll so again, troweling the tile, not the wall, because we're doing it's quite hard to trowel a wall like that. Making sure we get 90% coverage on the tile, and it's something so it won't break. Okay, picking up any bits I've grabbed. Okay. The bath protector is still on this part at the moment, remember? So we're all good. So what I'll do on this one, get it right, and then I'll whack a spacer. some of these. So 2mm, look, 2mm, right in the trim there, 2mm. Get this on. These are good, these little hat tops for doing stuff like this. You'll see. I use these hat top clips for levelling difficult areas like this. They're just great, convenient. I wouldn't use them on a big installation. I use proper CTD wedge clips, which I'll show you at a later date. But these are great to have in your arsenal just for levelling onto old tiles, etc. when it's a bit tricky. Highly recommended. Let's get that one in. I've lost the tile. Tack on then. So bring it up. So I'm just tiling the other side behind the tap now. You can see how tight the tap is against the tiles. It only just turned on and off, something I didn't anticipate properly, but it was a bit of luck, a bit of professionalism. So all I'm doing is trying a bit of thin set onto the plasterboard, and then once I backbite the tile, or trail the tile, you get a complete bond. It sticks on straight away. If you just do the tile or the plasterboard and not both, you don't get that. You probably get 80%. But you need a sort of 90-95% because it is a wet area, although as I said earlier it's not a shower bath, it's just a bath. There's no shower there, so it's not been designed to have loads of water going against the tiles. Right, silicone in the tile to bath reveal now. Sadly, I was in a rush, it's getting late, end of day 2. I only allowed about 2 days for this job, but with the extras, it's all good though. So I didn't have the camera in the right angle. I will do a full video on silicone because it's a massive subject really. It's taken me years to get to how I do it. Everyone's got their own way on it, but I found a way that works for me without getting sticky hands, stuff everywhere, and it not working correctly. So this is the silicone fully installed now. So tomorrow I'll be just grouting up and then that'll be complete. So you can see I use the Craig profilers. I'll show you later, and I'll show you the method I use to silicone baths especially. Thank you. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, grouting time. Right, grouting, another art really. You get better as you go. The most important things is use quality grout. I use the Bell Micromax. I think it's 3 they bought out now from Tops. People's moaned about it. Yes, it's expensive, but it's bloody brilliant. And you don't get all the bacterial stuff coming through. It lasts years. It seals itself. I tried others. It's just amazing the stuff. The secret with it, though, mix up small amounts. Mix it properly. Let it slurry off. I think it's called slurry off, where you mix it, then let it set for a minute, and then remix it. I think there's a technical term that comes to me. And then only do small amounts at a time. It goes off real quick. It's quick to work with, but I just do small batches and small areas at a time. So all I've got is a small amount of ground to do here, and I'll speed this bit up. I mean, it's very bossy. So installation complete. It took me around about 2.5 days. It seems like an easy job, but there's a lot involved. So you can see beautiful silicone in, all the tiles are in. I've matched them up, but luckily the customer had some old tiles from before. And another quality installation box is your pro tiling and property maintenance. I also didn't film the bath panel. They are a pain to fit. I'll do another video on that sometime, but I managed to get this one in. I don't like bath panels. I like my tiled bath panels with access panel, which is in another video. I'll put the link below, but I like to tile my bath panels as they look fantastic. So job complete. Beautiful feedback from the lovely customers. They were brilliant. The hospitality, coffee was excellent. Had some good banter, and you couldn't wish for a better customer. Hopefully I get some more work in the future from them. And I've totally forgotten what I was going to say, so you'll have to let me think a minute. That's it. I welcome your feedback, comments, etc. Please like, subscribe, and all the bits I use are in the Amazon links in the description if you need them. Thank you.